I'm Carl Weiss. I'm with Algo Futures. We make SceetoBots. SceetoBots, I think most everybody on the call is starting to hear about them and know what they are. They're really an outgrowth of Sceeto and TradeOps. And they were built primarily for myself and a couple of guys that I trade with. And then commensurately, we had some customers who asked for something very similar. And the ask was the same over and over again, is that order flow setups are wonderful. You kind of know when they're maybe about to happen or have a likelihood that they should happen, but they're fleeting. They happen so quickly that you turn your head or you take your finger from the mouse or you go coffee or take a phone call or look at your email and then you missed it. So this activity to build what became SceetoBots, and the concept is pretty much a tool set to allow people to proactively manage their trades. And we've come up with the term hybrid trader, and this has evolved to what we think is probably the next generation of trading. You know, we in our lifetime, I think everybody in this call has seen the transition from pit to screen. And then commensurately, when it went from pit to screen, it also went pit to quant. And we had two categories of traders, like after the pit traffic died or the pit volume died. You had screen traders, which tended to be discretionary traders, and you had quant traders, which tended to be computer programmers and mathematicians. And those two crowds don't talk to each other too much. On the quant side, generally that's comes from a medium to a large size hedge fund or prop trading desk or finance company, and they have $100+ million budgets for IT and software and all that. So they kind of like stick with their own. And if you didn't come through MIT and get a PhD and you knock on their door, they don't really want to know from you. On the other side of the fence, we have the discretionary traders who click, and that's us. We look at order flow, we find interesting patterns, we react, we have a strategy, a trade plan. But there's not a lot of automation on our side of the fence. The automation that we have seen comes from places like Collective 2 and Striker, where you can purchase an automated strategy. You can $99 a month, you download it, it'll run, and you could just do that and go play golf and let the machine make you money, but it doesn't really work. There are tremendous drawdowns. We've spent a lot of time and energy building fully automated black box strats. And what we have learned is that these fully automated strats will make money at times, but then they will lose money at times. And for instance, just if you have a nice mean reversion strat out there and then the market takes off, you're going to have a drawdown. If you have a trending strat and the market meanders or chops, you're going to have a drawdown. And it's very difficult to write one fully automated strategy that takes into account every aspect of market structure, price action, order flow, time of day, economic announcements, and everything else that a trader puts into their strategy. And what has evolved, and has evolved for us, and what SceetoBots has become, is the divvying of responsibilities between the fully automated or computerized program trading and the trader. There's been a lot of research and learning or lessons learned in the field of artificial intelligence. And one of the things that has evolved, that's at first, once it was articulated, people said, well, kind of course, but it was a lesson that had to be learned. And that was that the hybrid approach, or centaur, or whatever you want to call it, where certain responsibilities in a task are best done by a human. And other responsibilities commingled with that same task are often done best by a computer. And to state what has been learned, which is now obvious, is that the humans are very good at strategy, at pattern recognition, at assessing things, at going back in their memory and finding some historical recall of something that's referential and relevant. And computers are very good at crunching data and following rules. So today, we have taken a lot of the lessons, and a lot of these lessons came out of IBM and what they learned with artificial intelligence as it was applied to chess playing. And they've learned to build certain computers to team up with certain traders, chess masters, to really be just the blockbuster. So in terms of like what goes on in chess today, what they call, I think, freestyle chess, a grandmaster or anybody can sit and play somebody else, and they can access the computer to do all sorts of things. Hey, go look this up for me. Go crunch these numbers for me. But in terms of like assessing the table and doing that strategy and the pattern recognition, that's best left to the trader or the chess player. That's evolving now. The next generation of artificial intelligence is going to probably supersede that. We're not there where computers can think, but they're making leaps and bounds every day. So I think probably what we're doing will be eclipsed in 5 or 10 years by full artificial intelligence, and that'll be interesting to see what happens. But today, in today's market, if you don't have access to a backdoor at Renaissance or Citadel or Goldman Sachs, we've got to work with the tools that we have. And we have built these tools and been using them to try to get this blend between human and computer and make it very easy. So the human, the job of the trader, I think going forward, is not going to be the trade. The job of the trader is to look at a market and say, oh, it's trending up. I want to put a trending long bot on, and I want that trending long bot to know that the market pulled back a bit, and that bot should know that a bunch of selling came into the order book and swept it out, and I want to get in. Or the trader should tell the bot, I want you to wait for a pullback. I want you to see that a bunch of order flow came into the order book, swept it out to the downside, and then buying immediately filled it in. And when you see that buying come and fill in, then jump. And I think that this is where trading is going to go. So what we'd like to do today is to get people's heads around the nuts and bolts of designing, just the physicality, the operationalization of SceetoBots. We have a bunch of pre-configured ones that I use. We'll go through some of them and we'll show you how to make stuff on the fly. And the approach that we're using, we hope will work whether you're a scalper or a trend trader or a breakout trader or a reversal trader or a levels trader. Whatever trading style you have, we hope that we could quickly configure a bot without any computer programming that should work for you in the futures markets.